that we started building on is, for example, how are we going to start indexing, and how are people going to be able to change, right? So for example, maybe somebody wants to have a different kind of tail, right? We don't want to fix them to one single type of tail. So what we did is we developed those bits and pieces of the human body, of the mermaid body, I'm sorry, that would come up together to form the final mermaid, right? And we started working from there. What can we add? Where will they start, and how will they change? So if you see in the age progression, the smallest child, he's pretty much defined. He is what he is, right? But as he grows, he starts to change and become distinct. And from there, you will get, as she said, the different types of people where pretty much nobody looks like anybody. You know, pretty much like the real. And that helps us with everything from tattoos to fins to tails to artifacts, what they're going to wear on, what they can carry, and that is all based on the growth period, which actually gives our players an edge at customization. They will pretty much be able to define the one thing that they own in the game, which is their character.
You're doing the modeling.
Yes, I am doing the 3D modeling and the animation.
Draw? Okay.
With the artist?
Working on the concept designs.
So, and this is Calvin. He's the chief architect. He wrote the main underlying program. There's some more demos over this one too.
All right.
Types of experiments we do with this thing. But one of our main experiments that we just got finished with was we had people strap on the puppet, and then they performed a certain set of movements and motions. So they have to pick up something from one place and put it in another. One of them was they do this little twist motion. They used to jump, walk 5 steps, that kind of thing. Everyone does the same sets of motions. We record all these motions, and then we have the people take a quick test where they see 2 of the avatars, and one is performing their motions, and one is performing somebody else's motions, but it's the same movement, just a different person doing them. And their goal is to try to figure out which of the 2 avatars is me, which one was I controlling in the past. And it turns out that people are actually pretty good at deciphering which one was actually them. And so that was our very first step to see, kind of validate this mirror neuron theory of how well the brain goes from just sight of another creature's motion to internalizing that movement and going like, oh yeah, that's me or something. Eventual uses for this would be, this is actually part of a National Institute of Health grant, where one of the eventual influences of this would be if someone was somewhat impaired, maybe they had a stroke and they lost some sort of ability to move their arm, let's say, they couldn't move their arm more than this high up. The idea is that if they saw a character that was moving just like them, they would relate more to this character. And so if this character moved just like them, but happened to move its arm a little bit beyond what they were capable of, this could help teach people better to relearn these motor movements. Yeah. So that's what our project is. Yeah. And then there's some HCI projects and stuff, some tabletop computing stuff. This guy he's taking a final exam, so he'll be here later.
Understood. Thank you.
Web-based peace memorial. So it was constructed in conjunction with the Truth and Reconciliation Commission of Liberia and my colleague Dr. Best in International Affairs and Computing here. And what the system does is take a corpus of video as well as photos, information from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's final report, and then orchestrates it into a kind of interactive narrative work. We use the metaphor of the batik fabric because it's a well-known fabric in West Africa. People use it for representational images as well as more abstract kind of patterns. So for is a rich range of interface metaphors for us that arise from Liberian culture. So you enter the space, and you have a kind of scene which is just for reflecting ideas in the scene. As you roll over, you can get some information about these different stakeholders, like a mother, a child, a combatant, the unnamed, a survivor. And if you click one of the stakeholders, and you go further into that particular story. So We click here the man's story, so we get a bit of information further to help narratively connect the number of combatants. We get a series of different kind of videos in the batik pattern. The user can explore those different videos, which are actually collected in the field in Liberia using this Moses system here. And they're all thematically constrained. After you've gone through these, you can select one video which will take you further into that particular narrative. And we get a new kind of pattern that we call a frame. We populate with further media fragments from